Know that there are millions and millions and millions of people who are like you. Don't be ashamed of who you are. Love yourself. Even when it makes others uncomfortable, just know that it will get better. You have family. I love you.
Yes.
I love you.
Got the pride flags, guys.
What is going on, everybody? My name is Jade Fox. I'm an influencer, content creator, and I am here with the ACLU SoCal celebrating 100 amazing years of work across immigration, housing, public safety, and more importantly, with the space that we're in today at LA Pride, a lot of LGBTQIA plus work that is also being done. So LA Pride is a few things. It's a protest, it's a party, it's activism, it's a fashion show, it's a family event, maybe a barbecue. Honestly, a dating meeting place too.
Janelle Monae! And I want you to scream for yourselves! We are here. We are queer.
Hey!
We are not binary. We are trans. We are the LGBTQI plus community. We love ourselves. And I love you.
So I'm interning in the LGBTQ Gender and Reproductive Justice Work Group, and I took the position because so I'm in law school. Prior to law school, I was a teacher, 7th grade in Texas, and something that I'm super passionate about, and continue to be super passionate about, are my queer and trans students. I came to law school wanting to do work to advocate on behalf of my students, because I think that they deserve a world that's a little bit better than the world that we have now. And so I was really excited about the projects that the ACLU was working on and the opportunity to kind of continue that in my own career.
So where do you find your joy?
So I'm also new to California, and I find my joy mostly in kind of exploring communities here. I've been finding joy in like going out to like Black restaurants, going out to Black and queer parties, finding community in that kind of way.
Hope that you have fun today.
Yes.
And thank you for the work that you do.
Thank you.
Hi, Margaret Cho. I'm a huge fan. You look sickening in this car.
Thank you. It's very gay.
On brand and on theme. How do you find your joy?
I find my joy in between the spaces of fighting for our rights and fighting for what's right. So I find joy all throughout the journey, all throughout the fight, and especially in the quiet moments in between.
How many prides have you been to?
Oh gosh, the first Pride I went to was in 1978, so I've been every year since then. So how many is that? 30?
That's
40?
math.
40?
Yeah. The math is mathing. That's amazing. How have you seen Pride change over the years?
Much bigger. It's gotten much more broad and exciting. It's gotten much more diverse, which is really powerful. So, but at the same time, the message has always been the same.
Black lives matter. Black lives matter. Black lives matter. Black lives matter.
And you've been working with the ACLU since the 80s?
Yes, I became a lawyer at the ACLU of Southern California in 1988.
Wow.
Working at the time, it was just called gay and lesbian rights. Let me talk about this case that was the first HIV discrimination case.
Yeah.
My client, Sal Fuentes, is here today, and he was home washing the dishes, and a glass broke and cut his hand very badly, and he had a friend come pick him up and drop him off at an urgent care center. And when he went in, he said he'd wrapped a Band-Aid around it, but it was still bleeding. And he said, "I need somebody to look at my hand." They said, "Fine." And he said, "Oh, I want to tell you I have HIV." And they said, "That's fine." And they took him into a room, and the doctor came in and she said, "You have HIV?" And he said, "Yes." And she said, "Oh, well, we don't treat people with HIV here." And he said, "What?" I don't need treatment for my HIV. I just my cut hand. I need to see if I need stitches. She said, "I can't treat you here. It's not safe." And he said, "I'm not leaving until you put in writing that you won't treat me because I'm HIV positive." So she whipped out her prescription pad and wrote on it, "Our clinic does not treat people with HIV," which was Exhibit A to our complaint in federal court. It's amazing to me, HIV discrimination was so prevalent back then, and we see very little of it anymore. And it gives me hope when we see so many horrible attacks on the transgender community throughout the United States, that if we keep fighting, if we band together, if we educate people, if we talk to people's hearts, we can make progress again.
This is Community, y'all. Mariah Carey was in the budget. We got Janelle Monae up there. Okay, we got Ariana performing. It's lit with the ACLU SoCal flow. ACLU SoCal, you know. Janet up there too. Hey, Janet. I feel great. I wore the gayest shoes that I have. Mules with socks. I'm on brand. I'm seeing the back of some shirts, like we've got the power of joy, and on the back of yours, the power of safe spaces. Now I want to know, like, what is a safe space to you?
Okay, one more. Safe spaces for me means that I don't have to check one identity out the door versus another. When I have intersecting identities as a Black transgender man, I often walk into these spaces where I have to leave one behind, either my trans identity or my Black identity. And a safe space to me is encapsulating all parts of who I am, no matter where I'm at or who I'm with. Yeah.
And how about you? What is a safe space to you?
Safe space for me is where I can be truly who I'm meant to be and not have to conform to somebody else's ignorance or bias.
Work. You ate that.
Thank you.
Let's talk to some more gays and trans. Reclaiming my time is here. Ally! So I'm here with a real life ally. What is your name and your pronouns?
My name is Brittany. My pronouns are she, her, they.
So what does it mean for you to be an ally? Like, how do you support your queer and trans brothers and sisters and siblings?
Honestly, I just try to show up in all of their endeavors. I try to support them. I try to repost things that they're doing. And then just give all the love.
All we need is love and some rights, some money, you know, like housing, safety, but love. Let's start with love. Whoever has the aux chord at LA Pride, you're doing great. Let's get into the chant.
ACLU, we defend your right to screw and your right to marry too.
Her. Period. The chant's giving, guys. Stand up, fight back. No racist police. One more time.
No justice.
No peace. No racist police. I'm interested to know from you, like, what do you consider fighting?
Absolutely, queer joy is a form of resistance that everyone should have the right to participate in. But I know personally, I'm also an activist on the ground who's fighting. I lead protests for abortion rights, for gender justice, for trans rights. I believe that we need people to be showing up on the ground at this point because most of the rights that we have in this country we got by protesting. And right now, with all the anti-LGBTQ legislation going across the country, of course we need people to vote, but we also need people to show their faces. We are the majority, and right now, it doesn't look that way.
People remember Pride is a protest, okay? So keep fighting, and thank you so much. With the gorgeous and sickening Jasmine J. And Jasmine, you're making quite the statement.
I am.
With the ACLU SoCal, I've done so much work. Yes. With reproductive rights as well.
Absolutely.
Is this kind of like your message for the day?
You know what? I was going to go rainbow, typical,
Yeah.
But to me, the biggest part of being in the queer community is making a statement. Use a condom. Be out here. Safe sex.
Yeah.
Kate pointed this out to me earlier. I feel like the gays are always the ones talking about safe sex.
Yes.
We're always passing out the condoms to the hets. We're always doing a lot.
Yeah.
So I'm like, why not add?
Yes.
Yeah.
Thank you for being here because you add value.
Thank you for being here.
I love this. Gay. Here in the thickest part of LA Pride, and as you can see by everyone that is here, everybody is represented. Young, old, medium age, long hair, short hair, every letter, colored tights, moon boots, children, flags as shirts, flags as skirts. Black Lives Matter! Black Lives Matter!
As a young queer person, I was afraid to be myself. No matter how you identified, you are important, you are special, and you get to live how you want to live, and we love you for that.
What do you want to see in the future, like 10 years from now? The work that you're laying down right now, the work that the ACLU is doing at large, like where do you want that impact to be seen in 10 years?
I'd love to see more justice for folks in the child welfare and foster care systems.
I think California has a really unique opportunity as a state that can innovate with progressive policy to make some real impact and be an example for other states on how we can create policies and litigate cases that ensure that people like trans folks have access to the care they need and LGBT folks are not incarcerated at disproportionate rates. I hope that my work in the future contributes to California continuing to lead in that way.
Well, I'm hoping that everyone here is healing in community. That's another part of Pride that you don't get to see. Like, yes, we're having fun, we look sickening, we're wearing great outfits and are here with our family and friends, but this is also an opportunity for us to heal. We got 2 Janelles. I don't know how we did it, but we got 2 Janelles. Double trouble. Y'all know the Spider-Man gif? It's like that. I don't know if LA Pride has ever been this fine. I don't know if LA Pride has ever been this intersectional. I don't know if Pride has ever seen this much body. But we're here. We the people means all of us. And when I tell you all of us are here, all of us are here. Junebug.
Okay, no more questions.
Pride is a protest, you're right. Pride is a protest, you are correct. So with any pride, you're gonna have some haters. The thing is that regardless of what they have to say, and regardless of the signs, we still gonna be out here and doing what we gotta do. Repent or perish. I don't think those are my only 2 options. And as you notice, they're outside the club. Like, how can you hate from outside the club? There's a lot of rhetoric that uses religion as a basis for continuing hate. And so with your presence here at Pride, I'm interested to know, like, what is your statement? Like, what do you want queer people to know? What do you want trans people to know from like a reverend perspective?
The simple thing, love is for everyone. The language sometimes gets in the way. And so we're here to love one another, we're community. And that's the presence here is just to say that's what we're here for. We love everyone.
Janelle Monae. And I want you to scream for yourselves.
ACLU. Bend your right to screw.
I love you.
We love you. We love you.
With the Queens, with ACLU, thank you so much for all the work you do on our behalf.
Health is a human right, and that's that on that. And we thank the ACLU SoCal for all of the work that they've been doing within healthcare, especially for trans folks, non-binary folks, queer folks. And I'm happy to be here to give y'all your flowers. Why was it important to have the babies out, to bring the kids out to Pride?
Because we lead by example, and love is love.
You were doing the suits, and that was the first time I had seen a Black person do androgyny in the way that you did it. So I want to say thank you for like always showing up in your authentic self, because
I try to at every stage in my evolution and in my life just honor where I'm at. I'm just so happy to be at this place where I'm sort of giving myself permission to be all of me, and that is so important.
So we're on the ACLU SoCal Float.
Yes, what's up? Yes.
Playing Floats off the new album.
I love it. It's so aligned, yeah.
So how did you feel being up here, seeing all the queer people that I'm sure you've touched with your music and just all of your work?
I always like I'm probably gonna sob as soon as I get off the float. Just for me to be at this place where I can just be all of me and like feel like I'm with family and people that get it and that support me, and we're just celebrating us, what it means to be proud, to be out, to be queer, to be a part of the LGBTQI plus communities, to be trans, to be in drag, like all of us, free of judgment. And safe space is so important for us, as we know, and whenever we feel safe, we just become more of us. And this makes me feel like so many people are gonna grow.
From you, I want to know, like, what is a message that you want to give to like young, queer, trans, black kids out there? Like a word of advice.
Well, you have community, you have support. You know, even if your own family that you were born into doesn't support you, there's a big family right out here ready to meet you right where you are, right? As you're on your journey. And just know that. Know that there are millions and millions and millions of people who are like you. Don't be ashamed of who you are. Love yourself. Even when it makes others uncomfortable, just know that it will get better. You have family. I love you. Yes. I love you.
You're special. You're so special. Please be yourself. Thank you so much.
And nothing is wrong with you. Everything is right about you.
Everything. You are helping to change the world by being yourself. And you have done that as well. So thank you so much. Can I have a hug?
Yes, of course. So beautiful. Likewise, sweetheart. So proud. All of us.
Thank you.
Happy Pride!
Hi.
I love your channel. Arrow. I love everything.
Hello. That's what I'm saying. This is shit.
Hey, I've been following you too.
I was like, I know this person.
Yeah. When I realized who you were talking about, I was like, wait a minute. I was like, I follow both of them. I've been following them for like forever. Yeah. Like before I even transitioned. Like.
Really?
Yes.
No, I've been following you
for years. I was in college when I first started following
I've been
both
following
of you guys.
Sorry.
So, Amanda, I recently had the pleasure of meeting you. You're a lawyer?
That is correct. I'm a lawyer and I lead the LGBTQ gender reproductive justice team at ACLU SoCal.
Work, first of all. How long have you been doing this?
I've been a lawyer for a total of 18 years, about half of that with the ACLU, and I've been at the SoCal affiliate for 6 years, so quite a while.
What is like one case that the ACLU has worked on that you feel is important for people to know about?
Well, one case that I would lift up is a case from before my own time. Or not.
This is a good blooper.
Truly.
Also, there's cheerleaders?
Yes, there's cheerleaders. It's very active out here at LA Pride. We might need to catch you later.
The ACLU is being honored for their work that they did right here where we're sitting right now. None of this would be happening without them. So we know, Carl Schmidt, you have the ACLU right now, don't you?
I've got Amanda from ACLU SoCal. 100 years of ACLU SoCal, and we've got to say thank you not only for that great performance at the top of the show, but for making this happen for 53 years.
Thank you so much. It's great to have ABC7 covering this, and it's great that the parade gets to happen. 50 plus years ago, ACLU SoCal was involved in getting the permit for the first permitted pride parade in the world here in LA.
Anywhere in the world, and your fight continues day in, day out. There is a lot that the ACLU SoCal is working on.
That's absolutely right. We've got so much work to do still on LGBTQ rights, but also on criminal legal system reform and immigrants' rights and economic justice and so much else.
So much else, but today we're going to celebrate you, Amanda, and everyone from ACLU SoCal and the great work that you've done. Thank you. Happy Pride.